Let's try this again. Drownings are likely to increase over the December holiday period. Authorities are warning beachgoers and swimmers to be extra careful. To give us some tips on staying safe, we're joined from our Cape Town studio by Craig Labanon from the National Sea Rescue Institute. Craig, I was asking you, we didn't get your answer, but let me ask you again. Why are we seeing more drownings? Is it because of riptides or stronger currents?
The drownings that have occurred over the last few weeks have been attributed to strong rip currents. It is hopefully, with the condolences that we conveyed to the families at Rocklands Beach, including the families last week at Mnandi, in Durban, the drownings that occurred in the rivers in KwaZulu-Natal, and then of course the 9-year-old boy yesterday at Kleinmond Lagoon. We can only hope that this is a legacy that they're leaving to people on having extra special care over this summer season. Having safety conscious as a top of the mind mindset. If you're going to go to any waterway, not only coastal waterways but also inland waters, and even your swimming pool at home, that should have a cloak of safety around it.
Yeah, so how do people actually know whether the tides are high or rip currents are strong? I mean, they need to, of course, be informed. Is that happening at our beaches?
Yeah, so rip currents form regularly at different places constantly throughout any day, and they change their positions along the coastline. We have to take these drownings that have happened as a testament to urge families, if you're going to go to the beach, go and swim at beaches only where and when lifeguards are on duty, and swim within the safe demarcated swimming zones that the lifeguards post using their red and yellow flags. If you're at a beach where there are lifeguards on duty and you're swimming in between those flags, if you do get into trouble, not only are they watching you, they'll probably notice that you get into trouble before you even get into trouble. And if you do raise your arm to indicate that you need assistance, they react immediately. So your first line of defense is to be at a beach where and when the lifeguards are on duty and obey their instructions. But make sure that the whole family know where the lifeguards are on the beach, so that if you do need help, you can go to the lifeguards for help. The NSRI have also posted the pink buoys around the coast at non-lifeguard protected beaches where there are no lifeguards on duty. If you're at a beach where there's pink rescue buoys positioned, you know immediately that means that there's no lifeguards here. That should already be a stern warning to rather keep driving until you find a beach where there are lifeguards on duty. The lifeguards are your first line of defense. But we are urging people to have a safety-conscious mindset this summer, and it's around all water. We have, as you know, the past 4 days since Sunday experienced an extremely tragic incident here at Mnandi Beach. at Rocklands Beach, but the previous week at Mnandi Beach, also yesterday at Kleinmond. We do pay tribute to the men and women of the emergency services, the police dive unit, the fire dive unit, who were there at Rocklands Beach until way after almost 10 p.m. last night, and again from 6 o'clock this morning. And we know the difficulty of what they faced in trying to recover that remaining 18-year-old male. The condolences we paid to the family who were there, particularly because of the grief that they endured, while on Tuesday it was impossible for anyone to reach the body, even though people could see it in the water from time to time as the waves came in and went back out again. And we paid tribute to the Fire and Rescue Services Technical Rescue Team here in Cape Town, as well as the police dive unit. You really went way beyond to recover the 18-year-old body this morning.
Yeah.
It's actually quite moving that once they had actually recovered the body, there was a moment of pause amongst them, including the law enforcement officers and the Sea Point police officers who were there. And they all said a prayer together because they knew how important it was to that family to recover their loved one.
Yeah. So, Craig, I know this is a very difficult time for rescuers, especially when you have to recover bodies from the ocean. But to ensure that people actually don't get caught in the same situation, how do you handle it when you feel that you are being pulled down and that you can't actually get to the beach or to shore?
So, if you're caught in a rip current, you'll know that you're in the rip current because you're being swept out to sea faster than what you can swim back to shore. The key in that moment is don't panic. Panic will cause you to lose your senses, and you face the strong possibility to drown in that moment. Don't panic. Simply stay afloat. use the air in your lungs as a natural flotation. Move your arms and legs in circular movements. That's treading water. Keep your head above water. As difficult as this might sound, let the current take you out to sea. At your first opportunity, swim across the shorefront, in other words, parallel to the beachfront, until you're free of the rip current, and then use the incoming waves to get back to shore. It does take some time. If you don't panic, you have a very strong chance of survival. At your first opportunity, try to shout for help. If you're at a beach where there are lifeguards on duty, they'll react immediately, or someone on the beach can call the emergency services, can call the NSRI, our emergency number 112 from a cell phone, or you can Google Sea Rescue, or you can Google NSRI. It'll give you the emergency numbers. We'll respond, and as quickly as we do, it's a joint effort. When there's a drowning in progress, all the emergency services respond in unison. We all prepared, we all geared, we all together. Yeah. Our primary concern is to make sure that everyone has a safe summer season around any waterway, anywhere in South Africa. We all one team. We all work very closely together, and we're very quick and very good at what we do, and we are coming. But your first line of defense, we can say to the public, is go to beaches and only swim at beaches where and when the lifeguards are on duty, and you have a very, very strong chance of seeing summer through in a safe way.
Yeah, thank you so much for your insight and the good work you do. That was Craig Labanon from the National Sea Rescue Institute.